Hi, my name is Eric Bullen, and I'm here with SexualRecovery.net. We're going to talk today about the cycle of sexual addiction. Sex addiction begins with the acting out phase. This is the part that has to do with not feeling feelings, but acting them out. We also use acting out because it's kind of a simple euphemism. And then we have this is followed with guilt and shame and relief. There's a sense of relief that happens, but this is quickly met with guilt and shame, and sliding down, you'll see that there's this sense of how could I have done that. That's what guilt says. Shame says rather, how could I have done this? What are people going to think of me? And shame is a physiological reaction. A lot of times shame triggers people to use all over again. Then we have depression. Depression is where a lot of guys don't think they're depressed, but actually the addiction is making them depressed. They actually have 4 core beliefs. I'm unlovable. This is if people really were to know me, they really wouldn't love me. 2 is that if I share everything with you, you will reject me. 3 is where we actually have this sense of I can't really depend on anybody. I can't depend on anybody to meet my needs. And then 4 is that sex becomes my most important need. And so these 4 core beliefs cycle around and create the depression, which then mounts to anxiety, which causes a person to feel a sense of irritability, restless, discontent. And then there's a trigger, the top part. The trigger is where it can be an external trigger, which is where we actually are at a lake or a beach or somewhere. You can only use your own imagination to figure out external triggers, but certain times of the day, certain rooms in the house. Internal triggers are grumpiness and irritability, a restlessness, a resentment, a fear, anxiety, this angst until one uses. And then there's met with the sex trance, which is where a person continues to use almost an automatic pilot.